Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monty and the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at montyandthepharaoh.com. You punk.
What? Yeah. No, I'm behaving myself. No, I'm not playing in abandoned buildings. What? Again? Now, I suppose you had those people follow me again. Fine. Hey, this is Jimmy Farrow from Monty and the Pharaoh, and I want to thank all our subscribers. We have now passed 14,000 on our YouTube channel. But I want to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged member of Monty and the Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right, folks. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There's free shirts, there's free autographs. Just check it out and become a member of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh. Later.
All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, only seen here and produced here out of Indie Music TV, and that's in Ronkonkoma, Long Island. And at the board, as usual, always on time, never late, and really never takes a sick day.
No?
Matthew Ice. Matty, how are you, pal?
I am doing decent.
Decent? Just decent?
Yeah. Pretty tired, to be honest.
A little tired?
Yeah.
You've been running around with the ring rats? Is that the deal?
Who
Little
told
bit?
you?
Little. Oh, so there is some truth to that. You wild and crazy guy.
I'm not going to say anymore.
So, look, I've been out of the game quite a bit, man. So, what is a young guy like yourself? Like, how do you pick up chicks? Like, what do you do? Like, what's a date? What do you guys do? Like, what's something you guys do together?
The typical kind of stuff. I mean, the last time we went into the city and we got some food, sat down, found a nice private spot,
Is there conversation? Like,
yeah, of course.
What do you and a young lady speak about?
Well, just getting to know each other about, like, politics and stuff like that.
Politics?
Yeah, stuff like that.
That's what you guys talk about?
When you get to know her a little bit and when there's similar politics.
What happens if the politics are opposite? Date over, or?
Depends.
Yeah, I think I touched a nerve. Did you have one of those? Like, I just love...
No,
Okay,
not really.
okay.
No, I've talked to this girl for a bit, so I already knew.
That's an interesting method, though. You bring them with you into the city. Usually, in the old days, the plan of attack was just to go into the city and find one. But you're bringing a very interesting. Okay.
Oh. If anyone didn't know it, that is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Farrow. Jimmy, how are you, pal?
I'm just I'm decent. I'm decent. Yeah, I like that word. I'm decent. How are you?
How am I? I'm good,
how are you?
and everybody else is good out there. We've got a live crew tonight. We got Maria Davis in the house.
Maria.
Loose Cannon. Singers.
Nice.
802, Mike Fry.
Of course.
Let's see, ESO, one of our sponsors in the house. Phil, always great to see you, my friend.
Of course.
Man, the list is long here. Did I say Chris Lee's in the house? I think I did.
Is that Australia, Chris Lee?
That is Australia,
What
Chris
is
Lee,
up, Chris
who
Lee?
has now become the official moderator for the Monty and the Pharaoh page.
Very good.
Do you know, Chris writes me like every morning.
He does?
Oh, he does.
Really now?
That guy sleeps less than I do.
That's impossible.
I'm not
There's
kidding,
no
dude.
such thing. Really?
Sleeps less than I.
Although I'm starting to become your competition, though.
You're getting there.
This is getting bad.
You're getting there.
Yeah, you're right. Only...
If anyone doesn't know, Tony Atlas has a show on every Tuesday, Tuesdays with Tony. The episode 2 is pretty funny. Got some good stories in there.
He is a riot.
And we'll talk about it later, but the next upcoming show will be episode 3. But then we have Sunny Beach joining the channel, so that's going to be a little bit exciting.
That's going to be awesome.
All right, so news before we get into everything that's been going on out there.
What do you got?
A rare white deer killed after leading police on a 9-hour chase through a town.
What?
Police killed a rare white deer on Sunday after it led officers on a 9-hour chase through an English town. Despite animal welfare experts' advice to leave the deer alone, the police defended their decision, claiming it was made in the interest of public safety.
You know what I think would have been safer? Leaving the deer alone. What are you talking about? Where do you come up with this shit? Now, seriously, are you trying to piss me off every week at the beginning of the show with your fucked up stories? What? These people are fucked up, and I love the police. You know I do. Massive respect. What are you doing? And by the way, what kind of keystone? You did not put a picture up of a passed away Bambi, did you?
No, Matt did.
Way to go, Matt. I told you not to. This bothers me. It's not funny. Wait a minute. It's really not funny. And what is with the Keystone Cops? Oh, let's go in circles and chase the deer for 9 effing hours. What were they chasing a deer in 9 hours? What did he cover? An English town. He probably covered a Scottish, Irish, and Russian town,
seriously,
too.
did they really need to kill the deer?
That is ridiculous. I'm so pissed off at this. Why?
Todd Beercraft in the house. Yes, sir. It's Thursday. A mess. He's here in the house. Philip, welcome aboard. We love seeing you guys every Thursday. Again, we really are humbled by your support of the show every week. It means the world to us.
For sure.
Back
That's
to
horrible,
the deer thing, dude. That is horrible.
That's horrible. And I know how you feel about animals. Well, why are you not irate? Speciesism? Let's chase a white deer, which is as rare as can be to begin with. And you're going to chase him for, what was he doing? Grazing on grass? What was he doing? That deer is grazing on grass. These people are, I am sorry. Whatever local precinct that is, you're fired.
It's not like a leopard was running through the town or a giant grizzly bear.
I mean, was
fucking deer.
Was the deer horny or something? I'm going to hump every leg I see. I mean, what the hell's going on here? It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. They're all fired. That's terrible. Hate it. What else you got?
Former WWE superstar Ryan Sakota passes away. I hope I'm saying that right. Passes away at age 46. The former WWE superstar Ryan Keiji Sakota passed away at the age 46 on September 2nd.
Yeah. Well, that was one of Tajiri?
Tajiri, yeah.
Tajiri's one of Tajiri's bodyguards. What I thought was more interesting was in the NWA 01 promotion over in Japan, he held the tag team titles with a very young Samoa Joe. So that was interesting. Do you know what he passed away from, though? I mean, what is going on?
It's not revealed, but I think at that kind of age and kind of when things are hidden like that, I would assume maybe a drug overdose.
You know,
he was only an assumption.
I don't know if you know this. He was part of that lawsuit.
Yes.
He was part of that lawsuit.
So maybe he had some CT damage.
Maybe he did. Wow.
By the way, shout out Fat Boston Whales empty bank account in the house.
Nice.
Always love to see you.
It's still empty, huh? That bank account? Wow.
Davio B, what's up, Monty and the Pharaoh and the fellow fans? Welcome, 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 welcome. Phil says 9-hour chase. Couldn't they just get a net? Exactly.
Right.
I couldn't agree more.
Phil is always spot on with his comments. I agree, Phil. What a travesty that was. What are they doing?
I want to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monty and the Pharaoh. That's our own Jimmy Farrow, along with his partner Bart Griggs. They make up the band Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall sings such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on the Wisteria Hall YouTube page. Please hit like and subscribe. You know, speaking of that, when you watch these YouTube videos, they tell you how to keep fans' interest. They say you should consistently say, please hit like and subscribe. I don't really want to do that.
No. I don't want to do that either.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, please hit like and
like people put these big thumbs up, and it's like, God,
like you need to be coaxed that much?
It's really annoying,
dude. Turn phone on here. What the
Get Wisteria Hall, download Wisteria Hall's music on Spotify, Apple Tunes, and Reverb Nation. I got to tell you, Jimmy.
Yeah?
A lot of great comments on all the social media outlets about Wisteria Hall. Really loving the song.
It's very flattering, and it's a great thing to hear. I mean, what can I say? I appreciate that people appreciate the music. We work our asses off, and we put a lot of thought into it. It's an art, and I really appreciate when people, give us positive feedback. It's all good.
Jimmy Fingers is here. Jimmy, I wrote you a
Jimmy
message. I was a
Fingers.
little concerned about Jimmy.
What's up,
he went
Jimmy
dark.
Fingers? He did?
He went dark for a bit.
Jimmy Fingers is a good
Sean
dude.
Brummett. I want to make sure I'm saying that right, Sean. So, again, I'm an idiot. We all know this. Would like to see another Billy Jack Haynes shoot interview. Good job, guys. Much love.
Except there's one problem.
What?
Nobody knows where Billy Jack is.
Yeah, dude.
Where is Billy Jack Haynes?
You know what? I tried calling him numerous times.
Where is he?
Where is Billy Jack
I'll
Haynes?
tell you what, he had a lot of controversial things to say. You don't think that, God forbid, somebody, was like, okay, that's enough talk about the Clintons.
Do you think?
I don't want to make a joke. I'm not making
You're not
a joke
making
of
a
this.
joke.
I'm
You're
actually
serious.
wondering about this. Where is Billy Jack Haynes? Billy, if you're out there, could you give us a call, please?
802, you are right. That crap is so annoying. And by the way, 802, please hit your like and subscribe button.
Oh, my God. That's pretty good. Wait a minute. The big thumbs up and the instructions, how to hit it. That's just ridiculous. We're with you, 802.
If you didn't know it, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monty Nefaro. You can catch Monty Nefaro on the Monty Nefaro YouTube page, the Monty Nefaro Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. Watch us on the Monty Nefaro Twitch TV page. Catch us in New York on channel 115. Our time has changed from 9 to 9:30.
Okay.
And there's going to be some other changes. I'm
Yes,
just
there
waiting
is.
for the finalization of our contract with New York Cable.
Actually, I heard you were waiting for 2 minutes to midnight.
That's right, baby.
That's
Wait
right.
till the last
There you go.
second.
There you go.
We'll be right back after this commercial break with something we call Monty and Farrell Present. You can point the finger, but there's 3 fingers pointing back.
See you in a sec.
Hi, it's John from Under the Table Hot Sauce. I'm here with my friend, the star of the show, Jimmy Farrow.
Yeah, what's up, JB?
Nah, nothing.
It's been a hot summer, and for all your barbecue needs, you can go to underthetablehotsauce.com. 13 unique flavors to choose from, created and bottled in a Long Island kitchen. Underthetablehotsauce.com. Let's go chow, JB.
Let's do it.
All the flavor, twice the burn.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monty Nefaro, produced out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York. I got to tell you, man, I love that ESO Creative commercial. And if you didn't know, they are making a limited edition Monty Nefaro T-shirt, individually numbered. And if you're interested, guys, we'd love you to order those. Show support to our sponsor and show support to the show. We'd love to see people wearing that shirt.
Individually numbered.
Individually numbered. And if you use the keyword, and you're going to be a little angry about this, but
What? What did you do?
if you use the code word Monty, you get 10% off the shirts.
Oh, cool. Leave me out of it. I'm good.
You're okay?
Yeah, that
You're
works.
not mad?
Man. Why would I be mad?
I don't know. You're kind of a diva sometimes.
I'm kind of a what? Your blouse is showing. What are you talking about? Get the hell out of here. Unbelievable. Oy. Next.
Todd Beecraft says, Billy Jack recently married my mom. He's doing fine and living in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Jimmy Fingers, I hope
Okay.
you don't mind. He just want to say Jimmy had COVID. He was out for 19 days. God bless that you're okay, man. Jeez. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear, man. I was worried about you.
he's all right.
And, yeah, I'd
Well,
message
he's
you. I
all
wanted to make
right.
sure you're okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So let's have it. Let's have it, Farrow.
What do you got?
Are you ready?
Yeah, of course I'm
Despite
ready.
the rumors that Shane McMahon is no longer under contract with the WWE, Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp reports that this is not the case. The son, who is rarely seen in the company offices of late, McMahon has not been seen on-screen character in the WWE since WrestleMania 37, where he lost his match steel cage match to Braun Strowman.
I'm still getting over Sean Ross Sapp. That must have been tough growing up. Hey, Sapp! See you after school! That's terrible. I mean, we grew up at a very insensitive time.
We did.
That had to be rough.
We did.
That had to be rough. Now, what's the problem with Shane? I wrestle once a year.
First of all, wait,
Shane, I wrestle once a year and make $1 million, McMahon.
Can I really? No, really? Can I reel it back though? Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
like what makes even someone look into this? Like, hi, I'm Sean Ross Sapp, and I want to find out if Shane McMahon is still with the W. What do you think What do you think he is?
I think it's hilarious, too. Rumors are swirling. Hey, have you heard?
Were you worried about it?
No.
Were you concerned?
Not in the-
I was.
not in
I was
the-
really. Where's
You were?
Shane? I was like, where's Shane? Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
I know that I can see him once a year jumping off of something. That's what we've come down to. That's where it's at now.
Well, so now we know where Shane is, and most
getting
recently,
ready for his next
and
jump.
most recently, now we know where Billy Jack is. He married Todd's
He's happily married.
mother, and he's
somewhere
happily
in
married
Oregon or
Portland,
something.
Oregon.
Yeah.
So life is good for everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. All rumors are canceled. That takes care of the rumors. Like and subscribe, folks. What are you doing?
At Extreme Rules, Alexa Bliss lost the Raw Women's Championship match to Charlotte Flair, and then watched her doll,
Yes!
Lily,
Yes!
was torn to shreds by the Queen. A
that
post-match
thing.
breakdown led her walking through a curtain with no real indication of when or if, or another disappearance,
That's it. I'm never
we would
coming
see
back.
this particular incarnation of Bliss again.
Okay.
With another winner, Mike Johnson of PWIinsider.com
Another winner.
reported that Bliss is undergoing sinus surgery.
You know, I love how you put this too, reported. Like I hit a typewriter. This is John Sapp reporting. I mean, it's like, stop. And who cares if she comes back like this? I would actually, I'd rather have old Alexa back. Can I get old Alexa back?
You really want it back? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm so sick of this, and I was thrilled that they destroyed the doll. But by the way, I got to get this in. We chant anything nowadays. Thank you, Lily.
That was awesome.
That was horrible. Are
What?
you
You
kidding
can't
me?
chant Lily?
I mean, when am I going to go home and go, toilet paper? Wow, it's my toilet paper. I mean, what are we
wait a minute.
chanting to?
Why do you have a
Thank you, Lily, for what?
Why
for
do
your
you-
5-star matches?
Why do you have a right to tell the fans what they
I'm
want
not
to chant
telling
for?
them anything other than that was goofy.
Rowley Wellburn says, Jimmy, you smoke Camels?
Oh, well, thank you for noticing. Yeah, I smoke Camels, Lucky Strikes, and Parliament, not Parliament, what was it? Pall Mall non-filter. Anything without a filter, I'll smoke it.
Phil Descare says they're called humps.
Is that what they're called? Well, that makes sense.
Dude, I gotta tell you,
Farrah sure loves to hump.
it takes a real
I mean-
man. It takes a real man
To what?
to not smoke filtered cigarettes. I gotta give you props there.
Why? Filtered cigarettes are awful. I like the real thing. When you smoke a joint, you don't put a filter on it. Not that I smoke a joint. I usually smoke two. But
Joe Shipley's sending pictures of toilet bowl. Jimmy Fingers says, I hope Alexa will return as her original 5 Feet of Fury Harlequin gimmick.
Okay, all right.
Dude,
I'm tired of this one.
I will tell you, Alexa
tired
could,
of it.
as good as I think Alexa
She
is,
did a
she
great
couldn't
job.
even come close to Flair. Flair is so
Come
lights
on.
above everybody. It's
Yeah,
getting scary.
Charlotte Flair's the best. That's all there is to
I
it.
have
And
to-
she destroyed Lily. So once again, bonus points for
I have to be
Charlotte.
honest with you. I think, unfortunate, because I don't want to see this happen, but the EST is going to have to come to Raw, right?
The EST. You referring to Belair?
Yes.
Because she thinks she's the EST.
Yeah.
That's right. I think she's the RST.
What's
the
that?
worst.
Do you really?
Yeah, she's the RST. No, she's a great wrestler and all of that, but I can't stand her promos. I think she stinks. That's just
They're getting
me.
better.
They're getting better, but she's got a whine factor to her.
Hmm.
There's something about her voice that almost gets like nails on a block. Like I'm one to talk. Like and subscribe, But I mean, I don't know. I'm just not into. That would be a killer matchup, though, wouldn't it? That would be killer. Belair and Flair.
You know,
Belair and Flair.
I'm being veered off because I have to know this. Can you tell me?
Oh, God.
Davio B says there's a naked man and woman in the camel.
I've heard about this. I think it's somewhere on the back somewhere, but I can't
You
see
smoke
right now.
enough, so you've never just like
What, I sit here
investigated?
and read it like when I'm on the bowl having a bud?
Yeah.
Like the paper?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, choice quality. Oh, it says right here that
Is there a naked man and woman? in
there is some sort of a wild rumor about that. Yeah, I think so. I think you got to like look between the camel crest here or something. I don't know. I have to take a better look when I can see. I can't see right now. I can
It's
barely
very,
hear.
it's very interesting.
You know? Yeah.
So anyway, back to Bianca.
1913, a long time ago to start a cigarette company. Yeah, I would like that. I would like Bianca and Charlotte. I think that would be fantastic. You know,
But I really
and her promos are getting better.
I really
She's a
wanted
little whiny,
Bianca
but-
with the Street Profits, and I
That'd be
wanted
great.
Naomi with the Usos.
That would
could
be
be a
great.
really fun.
Naomi's
angle.
almost becoming interesting lately.
Yeah, thank you.
I said almost.
She's turning you.
I said almost. She's not turning me. It's never going to happen. But at least she's involved in something interesting, and I want to see her smack your girl over there.
Oh my God,
You
yes,
know, you
she's
know?
so hot.
Why do you find her so hot?
I just do, man. I was
It's-
thinking that guy that got caught like
Sonya
in
Deville,
her
you
house.
think that's
Remember that guy like a year ago? got caught in
right?
her house?
Was that you?
Could have been. I mean,
What'd you tell
kind
her?
of understood why.
What
he
did
went
you
in
What
there.
did you do? Like, you know, pop in the front door and say like and subscribe, and you ran out the back. I
my
mean, what
God.
did you do?
All right, let's get serious, man. So Dark Side.
This is Monty and the Pharaoh. What do you mean? Let's get serious.
Dark Side of the Ring. So
Oh,
it
now we have
seems
to
like
get
they just
serious.
keep coming hard, and they're making some headway, right? And so
Can I just
go ahead.
preclude it with who's better than Canyon? Okay, now go.
Well, I'm going to open up with this.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Chris Cannon?
I loved Chris Canyon. I really did. I enjoyed him back in the day. I thought he was very entertaining. I also thought he was an amazing wrestler and a very underrated wrestler because he was doing moves that I had never seen
Bro,
before.
I never heard you mention that guy once.
I thought he was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Chris Canyon was awesome. He entertained the shit out of me. I thought he was great. Did I love him like I do a Valentine or a Hogan? No. But to be fair to Chris Canyon, when the hell was he ever booked like someone who was going to be a world champion? Never. So it is what it is.
By the way, Danny, Sasha Banks hotter? Yeah.
Sasha
Yeah.
Banks, then who?
Sonya. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm assuming he's
Sasha
saying.
Banks is way hotter than Sonya. Oh, my God. Yeah. Why do you even think Sonya was hot?
Oh, she's so hot,
That's
man.
interesting.
Oh, my
Why?
God.
What is it about her? You like chicks that could beat the shit out of you?
Yeah.
Wow, you
Kinda
are a
dig that a lot.
masochist, Mr. Monty. Very interesting. I'm going to have to think about that one for a while. Maybe she is hot. I got to think about that
You
one
might
for a
have to
little
think
while.
about that. Unless
Uh,
says, Monty, don't forget to send Camel Cigarettes a bill for advertising. Don't worry, it's on the way. Matty Ice is popping that up right now. All right, so let's get
Smoke 'em
serious.
if you got 'em.
Back to Cannon, right?
Yeah, what did you think of him? I thought
not,
he was awesome.
Not much.
Really? Why?
I never
Good
really...
build?
It's funny.
Good wrestler?
He
Good on
was.
the mic?
He was
Was
pretty-
he lacking something?
I just never took him seriously.
Because
I
they
guess.
never booked him seriously.
But even in WCW, they thought they did, right?
I don't think so. Who's Better Than Canyon was great, but that's because he made it great. I always felt like he was just not... There was a ceiling for him. I always felt like he never really got a chance to break it, you know?
So Cannon says, you don't know what it's like to be in my head. Those words from Chris Canyon relayed through pro wrestler manager and close friend James Mitchell on the latest episode of Vice's Dark Side of the Ring docuseries speak so much of the life of the pioneering pro wrestler. Cannon's pro wrestling career spanned 18 years, ending with him ultimately dying in 2010. He was a fan favorite during his famed Monday Night War era at the late 90s to the 2000s, wooing millions of fans in both WCW and WWE with his knack of offensive innovation, busting out moves to become a modern standard.
Yep, a lot of people use the moves that he first introduced. Yep, very true.
So, tell me, Jimmy,
Yeah.
when you watched this, did
Yeah.
you think the issue was that he was ashamed that he was gay? Or did you think he was... Because I felt like he used his fear of being outed as a way to personally bully others. Does that sound weird?
I
like me
think he
saying
was
that?
really afraid of being discovered, with his secret, and I do feel that he acted out on his frustration by unfortunately taking it out on apparently James Mitchell quite a bit. Some of the things, and you know what's weird at the end? James Mitchell made it very clear after describing all the violent things that Canyon did to him that he still loved him. That he missed
But
him.
if Canyon
You know,
did that
it's
to
so
him,
bizarre.
If he did that to him, you know he did it to others, right? He was a
I'm
big
not,
dude, like
I'm not
you said.
I'm not sure about that. It seemed like James made it pretty clear that only a few people even were privy to this. You know what I mean? It wasn't like... I didn't hear too many other stories on the documentary about him going and taking it out on others. I mean, I think that's more speculating. You
Well,
know?
no, it's total speculation, right? Because I
Yeah,
don't know the story.
He
but-
clearly abused James, though.
Yeah, but that's
And it was very, very unsettling hearing what he did to James
if you're
Mitchell. I was like,
if
wow,
you're a spouse
bro.
beater,
Yeah.
more than likely you beat.
God only knows what else you do.
Right.
Right. I understand.
My whole point is, if you
I
act
get
like,
it.
because it seemed like a lot of overreactions and really not about his homosexuality. It was just about
Right.
a whole bunch of other weird stuff.
Right. Well, how much drug intake was going on back in those days, too?
Great point, man.
You know, I mean, drugs will fuck you up, especially if you're taking the right combination of shit. And unfortunately, wrestlers, they do the pain pills with the booze and the cocaine, and it's just a combustible formula, bro. It just is.
Jimmy Finger says this: Canyon, aside from battling the secret, I think his mix of health, undiagnosed bipolar,
Yeah,
on top
sure.
of it,
Sure.
you have a powder keg
Sure.
in your hands.
Listen, it's really frustrating for bipolar people because they just can't seem to get through to other people that, hey, there's issues going on here, and I don't have control over it, and it's real painful, and I wish people would understand that, you know? So I get that much.
Guys, I really, really want to dig a little deeper into this subject. We're going to take a commercial break and come back. I think this is really important because I think this story is well beyond a pro wrestler who is hiding the fact that he was gay.
For sure.
There's so many layers to this story.
I bet.
I want to dig up, get the Pharaoh's opinion, and get all your opinions after this commercial break.
See you in a sec. The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
You want to star in your own success? Call QuickCast. www.quickcast.com. 866-7-CAST-NOW. That's 866-7-CAST-NOW. QuickCast.
Start your own success. And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty DeFaro, seen here only out of Indie Music TV, where we're covering the tragic death of Chris Cannon and the things that were involved in his life and things that I think regular human beings go through. And I think it's something that we really should speak about at this point.
Fire away. What do you got?
So, Jimmy, let's talk about Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay.
Overall.
Okay.
Do you think? Look, everybody knows controversy sells.
I think
and
it's the
these stories,
fucking National Enquirer.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that sound? I think it's the National Enquirer, pretty much. I think it's a dirt sheet. I think it's just something that, you know, is always got a slanted view. We've seen it before with other specials. They're presenting basically one major push of an angle towards it. In this case, it was all about because he was gay. And I agree with you. The man's life was a lot more about than just that one angle that they were ramming down our throats. I am sure that there were many things that played into Chris Canyon's downfall. Many, many things. You know, I was very, very shaken by how he treated James Mitchell, though. I will say that. I did not like hearing about that stuff. That surprised me, you know. But it's coming from James Mitchell, so that was rough. That was really rough.
So one of the things that came out of it is they pulled a Howard Stern interview with John Cena, where Cena basically gets asked about Chris Canyon, right?
Yep.
And Cena, I want you to elaborate on it, but Cena basically says, hey, look, the guy was, you can't just be a wrestler, you have to be an entertainer, and he just wasn't very good. And then the cancel culture came out and was canceled John Cena over an interview from whenever.
Right. Well, that was when John was very young. You know that, right? John's very young in that interview. That was asinine, what John Cena said. It was incorrect. It wasn't even close to being the truth. Chris Canyon was very entertaining. So I don't know what the hell John Cena's talking about. As far as in-ring, ran circles around John Cena in the ring. Not even close. However, it factor, superstar factor, John Cena's got him beat, and John Cena knows it. John Cena probably knew it then. He also probably knew that Vince loves me, and I'm going to get the push, and I'm going to talk the way I want to, and I'll say whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if they told him to say something like that.
Well,
I thought that was absolutely asinine. What are you talking about? Chris Canyon's not entertaining? He couldn't cut it? What are you looking for? You're clueless, you know? And by the way, this makes me feel bad because I really like John Cena Sr. He was a great guest, but I'm sorry. John Cena's opinion on Chris Canyon is wrong, asinine, and sucks.
but I kind of
The
think
end.
it was taken.
You know?
It was that segment.
There's
was
no way to take
taken-
that the wrong way. He said what he said.
There were certain parts of that conversation because I remember listening to that interview. I don't remember the Cannon comments because I
Yeah.
really didn't care. To be honest with you, I
Yeah.
was like, "What do they even talk about this guy for?"
What?
But
Boy, you're a lot better. Go on.
well, no, I mean at the time the guy was alive, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I was annoyed then. I was like, what the hell are you looking at? Are you kidding
let me ask you
me?
this then:
Yeah,
why
go ahead.
aren't you annoyed with Stern?
Meaning what? Howard Stern is a shock jock. He has never, ever pretended to be anything other than a shock jock. Do I expect it out of him? Yeah, I do. I do. You know, Lenny Bruce was a shock comedian. I expected him to be that way, to be cutting edge and say racy things and do those sorts
So
of things.
you knew Cannon was one of the, I'm not going to call him part of the Stern crew.
Yes.
But he was in there quite often.
Yes, he
So
was.
here's Howard.
Boy, oh boy, did Ric Flair really wreck him.
Let's go step by step. So
Sure.
Howard
Sure.
sticks the bear with Cena,
That's Howard.
and then they have Ric Flair come in
Yep.
and
Destroys Canyon.
This is Canyon, who's now become part of the Howard Stern
And
family.
you could see in Chris's eyes when Rick was dressing him down, that hurt.
Oh yeah.
You could see it in Canyon's
So
eyes.
where
Was
is
Howard laughing the whole time?
It's not even the point of this.
No,
man.
I'm actually curious.
I
Howard
don't.
like laughing.
Is he laughing?
You're being mocked.
You know what? I'm not
You
sure
know?
what Howard was doing.
Yeah.
But I do know this. Okay. When I was younger, found Howard to be very funny, and I thought it was okay what he was doing to all the mentally handicapped people. He was like, I thought for somewhere in my mind, I thought it was funny.
He was raunchy.
In my
humor.
50s.
He was raunchy. Humor.
No, but in my 50s, I find it disgusting. I mean, look, I'm going to bring back remember Dana Plato from Different Strokes, right?
Yeah. So you found him very funny when he was younger, and now you find him.
Well,
disgusting.
because I think when
Well,
I
there's
saw,
only one word to describe you, and I'm going to spell it out for you.
What's that?
SAWFT. Soft.
Wow.
I'm just
Wow.
kidding. I'm kidding. What do you got?
all I'm saying to you, bro, is this.
Yeah.
It's like I stopped watching him after the whole Dana Plato thing, right? Because
Tell the audience about that. I know how much this bothers you.
Dana Plato, who, if anyone doesn't know, and again, Different Strokes with
Gary Coleman and Todd Bridges.
Todd, thank you, sir. Very popular show for us growing up.
Huge show back in the 80s.
Dana Plato was
Situation
one of the
comedy.
more attractive
Posed for
women,
Playboy.
absolute gorgeous young
she was
lady
gorgeous, absolutely.
who fell into some drug
A
problems.
lot of drug problems.
So Howard always made it a part of his shtick to bring these type of people on,
Right.
and have fans, as we all know, when you go on all these pages that feel it necessary to be, to be disrespectful to a level.
Sure.
Again, when you put yourself in a public eye, you got to expect to be critiqued, and
Right.
you have to expect to be attacked.
Right.
But there's a level of dignity that people should do that in. Like, so for example,
So many don't, though, but go ahead.
Right. So if people say, Monty, you suck, fine.
You're being
Get it.
kind. It's usually Jimmy Farrow's on cocaine. Go on.
A
Go
mess.
on.
Kimberly Drummond, exactly.
Yeah.
So-
Kimberly Drummond, yeah.
Anyway, Plato's on there, and these people are calling in, telling her to kill herself. They're telling her to take drugs. And Howard,
Vicious scumbags.
But here's the scumbag: is Stern is
Stirring the soup.
scumbag.
Stirring the soup.
She
Now,
killed
do you-
herself,
but do you
dude.
really-
She killed
But do you
herself.
really think, though, honestly, do you really think Howard was thinking to himself, wow, this is great. She's falling apart. She's going to kill herself. I better keep going. I don't think that's what he was thinking. I think that his program is
I don't know.
racy, and they do controversial shit, and the
She
end
killed
result was not
herself.
good, but I don't think it's Howard's
Cannon
fault.
killed himself days, I believe days later after that Ric Flair thing.
Look, you know what the bottom line is? Howard Stern aside, and yes, he gave them the forum for it to happen, so I totally get that.
Wait, B40 says Farrell was on Stern back in the day. You were on Stern?
Here comes the Artie Lang comments again. I don't even know. I never even listened to Artie Lang. That's the funniest part, because I hear the Artie Lang thing from time to
B40,
time.
Stern is a fraud. Yeah, you know what? Stern,
That's fair.
Stern,
You feel that way?
Stern
There's
is a
nothing wrong with
snake.
that.
He made his living taking advantage. How about Beetlejuice?
What about Beetlejuice?
How the abuse that person.
You know what's hilarious? If Beetlejuice had had a bad experience working for Vince McMahon, you would have said, give me a break. Where else would you have been exposed to the public and made money?
This is true.
So why don't you just take it for what it is? Okay?
When people are killing themselves, look, you even said it. You saw in Cannon's eyes, right?
It was horrible.
I
You could
say
see
right.
it.
Cannon?
Canyon.
Canyon. Thank you.
And no one's better than Canyon.
Okay.
Okay? But you could see it in Chris Canyon's eyes. I could see them. You know what? I'm going to get upset now because I'm bipolar. That was hard. Yeah, so what? Yeah, so what? Anyway. But I could see it in his eyes. I was like, oh, my God, man, this is awful. This is awful. This is really hurting him. And by the way, can we get this in?
Yeah,
You're
go
a
ahead.
dick, Ric Flair. The fuck you talking to him like that for?
Oh, well, I'll tell you why. So,
Because Howard set him up to talk.
no, because
What?
Canyon went on saying that after that whole... so if everybody
You're not going
remembers...
to defend Ric Flair, are you? This is going to be interesting.
Well, I'm going to.
All right.
Because
wow.
here's the thing. Everybody remembers the Undertaker beatdown, the supposed beatdown. Again, I think it's a little exaggerated.
Do you
like-
really want to hurt
Right,
me?
right.
That was horrible. How
Right.
can they do that to him?
So...
Go on.
a lot of people were claiming on this video that
Yeah.
this was the WWE must have found out that Canyon
Right.
was a homosexual.
Right.
And
They were sending him a
set him
message.
up.
Go
the
out there and
message.
embarrass yourself.
Which, by the way, you've heard stories from the WWE that they might do that type of stuff. But
Yep.
again, that's purely speculation. By the way, who Dark Side of the Ring pushes their agenda, right?
I love it, though. With Vince, it's purely speculation. God damn that Howard Stern. Look at you.
Is Vince fostering people to kill themselves?
He sent them out there dressed as Boy George, singing, do you really want to hurt me? Boy George was clearly a homosexual. He's sending a message to Canyon. Don't you pull that shit in this company. You better keep your big mouth shut.
Wow. So that's like, come on, man. What if we...
I can speculate just as fairly as you can.
Howard Stern is not speculation, dude.
It's not?
No. That's
Hey,
not,
it's me. It's Howard. What do you mean?
It's not speculation.
He's just a vicious fucking known to be.
Yeah,
That's
having
true.
his vicious fans
That's true.
call in and
Yeah.
attack the
Yeah.
innocent.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, one time I actually met Howard Stern.
Did you really?
What
Where?
a wiener. He was a wiener. Yeah, he was a wiener. Yeah, he was at the Ranger game, and I remember people were like trying to like talk to him and stuff, and he was basically like, fuck off and die.
B40 says Canyon coming out as Boy George was a Billy Squire rock me tonight moment. Career over.
He's so right. That video when Billy came out in the pink hair, take me in your arms. It was like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're killing everything. You went from the
Wow.
stroke me, to that. It was bad, bro.
Wow, Todd saying people know before going on the show how Howard is, but still go on.
That's right.
So who's really to blame?
You know what? Fair point, right? Fair point. You know what you're getting into with Howard? I thought he was going to ask me questions about bowling. I don't understand what happened. Come on,
I don't know,
Howard
man.
is...
When people kill themselves like Dana Plato.
That was horrible.
That's always bothered me, dude. I stopped watching him when I found out Shaquille. I said, I will never participate in listening to that
Because
show
he
again.
enjoyed watching others shamed, and he laughed at it. That's why. And there's nothing wrong with that for you to hate that.
So let's get back to Flair.
Dana Plato was a very
So Cannon
tragic
starts
situation.
passing around that Vince let him go because he was a homosexual.
Right, after the fact, right? After he
Ric
was
Flair
gone.
was defending
Right.
and saying, stop blaming your poor career on being a homosexual and stop blaming your poor career on Vince McMahon. You suck.
Easy for Ric Flair to say when he's probably personally responsible for blocking 30 to 50 careers over his course of his time. Are you kidding me? Who the hell is Ric Flair to say something like that? Yeah, I just said that. Who the hell is Ric Flair? You know how many times Ric Flair blocks somebody's push in the back? We'll never know. Countless. I'm not putting that guy over. Get rid of that guy. That guy's a joke. That guy's a clown. That guy's this. That guy's that. I'm sure there was plenty of guys who came through the pike. Flair was like, down, son, down. So, I just think that I'm obviously partial to Canyon. obviously.
Why?
Also,
But why?
But I'm also sickened by some of the behavior I heard. You know, I mean, I came out of it more confused than ever watching that. You know,
What was your takeaway?
my takeaway was that Canyon was a tragic figure, but I don't believe that the agenda was all there was to it. Because the agenda was he did all of this because he was afraid to tell the world he was gay. I say bullshit to that. I'm sure that there was much more complicated scenarios that was plaguing Canyon besides that one issue. You know what I mean? And he really did abuse. Listen, he abused his. James Mitchell was his best friend. Some of the things he did to him. I mean, come on. When you're having a bad day, do you grab the Pharaoh by the neck and want to kill him? I have to pull out a gun to get it clear to you that you got to behave around me? It's some bad shit, bro. I don't know what happened with Canyon, but apparently there was a lot wrong with Chris Canyon. And you know what? Nobody did anything to help him. Where were all the people like to help him? Did he even try to accept any help? Did they offer him any help? Or did they just dress him up as Boy George and tell him to go out there and sing?
Hard to argue with you, bro. When you say certain, it's hard to argue that
know?
point. I can't argue with you.
I'm really angry at John Cena's comments. They couldn't be more wrong. For those of us who got it when it came to Chris Canyon, that is the most insulting, stupid, uneducated comments I've ever heard. John Cena, you are clueless when it comes to Chris Canyon. Clueless. Just because you're a big giant star and you made it to the top, and same goes for Ric Flair, just because you're a big giant star and you made it to the top, does not mean that Chris Canyon wasn't great. He was great, okay? You could have your Black Sabbaths. You could also have your Blue Oyster Cults. There's some greatness to go around the room. There is. But when one suppresses the other, which I do believe does happen, come on, the politics in pro wrestling, there's plenty of great guys who couldn't crack that ceiling. Plenty of them. So for Ric Flair to be like, oh, your bad career, give me a break, Rick. I would have rather watched, and to be very honest, 1999, when Flair's boobs were starting to turn into Flair's boobs, I would have rather seen Canyon. I didn't want to see 50-something-year-old Ric Flair. I would have rather seen Chris Canyon. Hell, my favorite at the time was Rob Van Dam and Chris Jericho. The last thing I wanted to see was Flair's tits. How about them apples, Nature Boy? You want to swing your weenie like a helicopter for me, Captain Righteous?
So close out with this then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who is responsible for the death of Chris Canyon?
At the end of the day?
Yeah.
Chris Canyon.
All right, with that, we'll take a quick commercial break and be right back.
That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
Jimmy, I just got the best hookup on tickets.
Fill me in.
I went to www.seatslinks.com and ordered the best tickets with the best prices.
Call 718-676-0504. SeatsLink, the complete ticket experience.
Tell them Charles sent you. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty the Pharaoh, seen only here out of Indie Music TV. I want to read a few comments.
Fire away.
Let me see here. We got Todd Becraft saying, whoops, people know before going on. We already discussed that. I do apologize. Just trying to get
right.
All right. Maria Davis, Howard Stern, the shock jock.
He sure is. That's what he's been doing forever.
Let me see here.
You know how far back we go with Howard? I remember seeing Howard on the Uncle Floyd show, for God's sakes.
B40 says Chris Canyon probably got bullied as a kid and thought success would get rid of those memories. When they didn't, he lost it.
It's possible. It's possible. I can see that.
There's some really good comments in here, man.
Our audience always knows how to spell it out for us.
Anyway, it's just it's a tragic ending. So you broke out with another episode of Pharaoh's Corner, came out on the channel this week.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting subject, and you were talking about it at break. That Hulk Hogan really never says anything about anybody.
No, he doesn't. I think Hulk Hogan is pretty he's pretty classy when it comes to not trashing other wrestlers, that's for sure. Everybody loves to trash Hulk Hogan, but I usually don't hear Hulk Hogan trashing anybody, you know? Hulk Hogan's fantastic. I thought you were going to call CM Punk by that name again. I was like, you know.
Nah, I'm going to take a break from that. You know
Yeah,
what I
good,
mean?
good.
You know.
It's about time. Show some respect for the guy. You know, all 20 pounds of him.
That was a rough conversation, man. I'm kind of coming down. I'm like kind of still just coming down from it. I'm just
Yeah.
it's I think it's just really bad that, you know, again, when you're younger you don't think as clearly and you
think
maybe do some
differently.
stupid stuff.
You think differently. It's not clearly.
You got to treat people right. You got to do the right thing.
Well,
And you don't always have to go for the jugular.
the
I mean, you said Dark Side of the Ring, right?
Yeah.
Share with the fans. You said, I don't really think that's a...
I'm not that impressed with Dark Side of the Ring. I just think it's a rag. That's pretty much it. I think it's a rag. I think it's an hour rag. You know, meaning like the National Enquirer. It's just, you know, how much stock do I take in it? Not much. Not much.
Patrick Rowe, thanks for the bits. He says, Boston Wrestling Cena is a goof sellout.
Cena Sr.?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
John Cena Sr. is a goof and a sellout?
That's what Patrick says. F
Interesting.
Boston Wrestling Cena
Interesting.
is a goof sellout.
Whoa, we don't argue with our fans. What are you talking about? There you go. Hey.
Oh, Stinger says, no, you're wrong. Hogan trashed the Warrior.
Okay, but that's okay because Warrior's been trashed by everybody because apparently behind the scenes Warrior didn't give a fuck about wrestling, which we all know he didn't, and Warrior only gave a fuck about his wallet, and we all know that that's true.
Davio
You know?
says, always enjoy the old school interviews on the show. Bring the Wild Samoans. Well, I'll tell you who we are bringing in, my friend. We are bringing in tomorrow. We'll be bringing in ECW legend Sabu. Will be in studio.
Wow, I'm nervous. You know I am. I'm nervous. I love Sabu. Sabu's great, but I don't know how he's going to be. You know?
Oh, by the way, this is a really good comment. Rolo555.
Yeah.
I blame Boston Wrestling for Canyon's death.
What?
Tony Atlas blames him for everything, so why not Canyon?
Oh my God! That's really, really rough.
Wow.
Wow, what did he do? Give him a poisonous Pudgy the Whale cake?
Jimmy Fingers, Farrell's is on point. Dark Side's a dirt sheet TV.
It is. It is. It's shit. To me, it's shit. But whatever. You know. Eventually, they'll have one on us. You know. Why not?
Morris Sanctrum, lowest form of journalism. Dark Side of the
I
Ring.
agree with that. It's really not my speed. I watch it because it's important for us to discuss these things because people are interested. That's why I watched it. You might have watched it because you were totally interested in it. I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to sit here and listen to some horrible things about Chris Kanyon, who I'd personally like to just remember as a wrestler. But that's me. You know, that's the way I am about things in general. You know, I kind of, it's like, okay, here comes the dirt. All right. You know, you sift through the dirt and you take what you can from it and try to get to the truth. I don't feel like I got any closer to any real truths, you know.
Todd Belcraft says, can you do an interview with Jay Hellwig? Who's Jay Hellwig?
Jay Hellwig? That's the Warrior, bro.
No, that's Jim Hellwig.
Yeah, Jay Hellwig. Who's Jay Hellwig?
J-A-Y.
Jay Hellwig?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. Who's Jay Hellwig?
I don't know. So real quick,
The ultimate flounderer? I mean, who's Jay Hellwig?
I want your thoughts on suicide.
Yeah? What about it? Dude, that's kind of rough and personal, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, fine.
So, you know, we just had recently
Yeah.
quite a few of these, right? And we
Yeah.
could have had one just back on September 2nd.
Boy, I'm not going to get personal about this one. Go ahead. Go. I'm stopping myself. Go ahead. What do you want
By the
to
way,
know?
B40 says Boston Wrestling doing a shoot with Canyon's cousin's friend's college roommate.
This is awful.
Oh my God.
This is terrible.
So, come on, B40. I'm trying to have a serious conversation about suicide.
Trying is the key word. Go on. Go on. B40 is funny, bro.
So-
go on. What do you want to know?
Don't, again,
I deny everything.
how bad could things get that you
Bad.
want to just put an
Bad.
end to it?
They can get bad. They can get really bad. You can feel the whole world closing in on you. You can't even breathe. You think the whole world is against you. You think no one understands you. You can't deal with it anymore. You pray for the sun to not rise. Have I made it clear enough for you? How hard it can be? It is rough, you know. But now that you got me flashing back to my teenage years in the 80s when I felt like and it's funny too, it's sad. A lot of people are young when they do this sort of thing. They don't see that if you hang in long enough, you survive, you get through it, you learn, you realize, wow, man, what was I thinking?
By the way, Ed Testa says Jay Hellwig is Warrior's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
why
we'll do
not?
that. Why
There's
not?
nothing wrong with that. How do we find them?
I don't know.
Listen for the music.
So anyway, tomorrow, a couple of interesting things I want to share with the fans, right? So again, we have Sabu in studio, and then I've got a few things I personally have to do. So Jimmy Farrow will be interviewing the Mega Powers 2.0 live in studio.
By myself? Without you?
No.
Who's
No.
with me?
We have a special surprise.
Who we do?
So Mega Powers 2.0.
You're not going to tell them?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Mega Powers 2.0, Macho
all right.
Man.
Tell me.
Macho Man, along with
Randy Hogan.
Randy Hogan.
Yeah, I love
will be
Randy
in
Hogan.
studio.
Yeah.
Randy, great friend of the show.
Yeah, Randy's
So
cool.
joining you at the dais as Monty steps
Someone's
away.
going to be sitting
Someone will be sitting
in
here.
your chair.
That's right.
Wow, you are a gracious guy.
Mr. USA Tony
Get the
Atlas will be with Jimmy Farrow
Get
interviewing
outta
Mega
here.
Powers 2.0.
Wow. That rocks. That's amazing. Except it's only one thing. I'm nervous. How do I do it without you? I don't know if
You'll be fine.
I will?
You'll be fine.
Are you sure?
You'll be fine. And here's something interesting, folks. Just want you
I'm
to
not
know.
so sure. Okay.
Tony and I had an interview, a meeting with the producers of The Young Rock yesterday.
Nice.
Over the phone, obviously, because they're filming in Australia.
The Young Rock featuring Brett Azar, who's been on our show.
That's right.
There you go.
And they're interested in Tony.
Nice. Nice.
Being part of the show. Obviously, there'll be an actor representing Tony,
Sure,
but Tony
sure.
would be, giving them the stories
I
that
gotcha.
went on.
I gotcha.
So
That's
good
great.
stuff all happening for the show and
for
for
Tony.
Tony, and
That's awesome.
and we have to thank you guys for all the support and bring the attention to the show that we're getting, because when
Yep.
TV producers see your show and wrestlers see your show, it's a good thing. Loose Cannon says Farrow and the Atlas.
Interesting. That's interesting. Pharaoh and the Atlas. I like Monty and the Pharaoh. I'm sorry. I guess I'm partial.
Wait a minute, Phil Descar, Ebony and Ivory.
We all know that people are the same wherever you
hold
go.
on. Interviewing together in perfect harmony.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, you guys got to sing that before the
Side
beginning.
by side with our biceps. What are you? That's freaking ridiculous.
Oh my
That's
God.
a great song, by the way, Ebony. Did you like that song when it came out? Ebony and Ivory. I thought that's a great song.
It was a fantastic song.
You know, and it had a great message.
What
What is
was it?
music?
What
what
was
is-
the message?
What are you talking? Ebony and Ivory living together in perfect harmony. Stop screwing with each other. We all shit brown. What's the problem?
Oh, I saw it as two multimillionaires
Here
that had
we
nothing
go.
to worry about, not a single thing. One running off with young children, and the other one, as an old man, marrying all young hot women. That's what I saw it as.
Who's running off with young children? I think you got the wrong dude.
Oh, it's not Michael
Stevie
Jackson.
Wonder
It's
wasn't doing that, you idiot. He couldn't even see the
thought it
young
was-
children.
I thought it was
the
Michael
fuck is
Jackson.
wrong with you? Oh my God. We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad.
In everyone.
Got to get the in.
In everyone.
Yeah, in everyone. What's the rest of them words? We
You
learn to live. We
and
learn to give each other what we need to survive. This is awful. Sing along with Monty and the Pharaoh. Like and subscribe.
All right, so anyway, the Pharaoh's going to put us out
Yeah.
with
I'm gonna
his
put us
own
out?
little
What?
Chris Jericho version of the Fozzy song.
You gonna? That's how we're closing the
That's
show?
how we're closing the show. I decided.
All right. Well, folks, I just want to say thank you to all of our fans for their loyalty, for their love, for their hilarious comments, and never forget to all our viewers at home. You are beautiful on the inside. You are innocence personified. Later.